Hello and welcome back to Pennies and Salt. I'm Megan and I'm so glad that you're back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of our go-to breakfasts. Now these breakfasts are out of the norm kind of stuff, not your typical toast and eggs and fruit. Not that that's bad because we do still eat those quite a bit, but these are some ideas that maybe you could put on your meal plan to mix things up a bit. Now, I am making two of our favorites tonight for breakfast because on our meal plan over here for our grocery budget challenge, we were supposed to have leftovers tonight. However, the past few meals have been amazing and have left no leftovers or very little leftovers, so there's not enough to make an actual meal. So tonight we're gonna mix it up a little bit and do breakfast for dinner because we do have some breakfast stuff already on hand to make these things. That's the other great thing about the recipes I'm going to share. They are all homemade and simple things that you can make that you probably have the ingredients on hand to make. So hang tight and I'll show you what those are. So the first thing that we're going to make is something called a Dutch baby. And this, you are going to need to set your oven to preheat on 425. And then you're going to gather your ingredients. This is my recipe. It just takes 3 eggs, a half a cup of flour, a half a cup of milk, 1 tablespoon of sugar, a pinch of cinnamon and nutmeg, and 4 tablespoons of butter. So when your Dutch baby is done, you can eat it as is, or you can add some confectioner sugar, just kind of dust it on the top. But we like to add either honey or pure maple syrup and a little bit of fresh fruit. So that's what we're gonna be doing to ours today. Now, I'm gonna also be making it in an iron skillet. Sometimes I make it in a Pyrex dish because I will double the recipe and it needs the extra space. This is really cool. I love this breakfast. It just kind of has one of those wow factors, and you'll see why if you're not familiar with what a Dutch baby even is. Put 6 tablespoons of butter in my Pyrex dish and let it melt in the oven. My butter is done melting. Make sure you don't burn it. Watch it closely. So I'm just going to pour my Dutch baby batter all inside there. I'm going to stick it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Alright, so after your 15 to 20 minutes is done, just until it's golden brown, you're going to cut your heat down to 300 and let it cook for another 5 minutes, and I'll show you what you have when it's all done. Alright, so here is the finished Dutch baby. This is a favorite around here. I'm gonna make is our breakfast hash that we really like. I'll probably add 1 more potato since all of us are eating this and it's for dinner. So I use, basically you can kind of use whatever you want, but the base is some sausage. I've also used cut up bacon before, but anyway, but sausage and potatoes. So what I do is I dice up the potatoes. I'm also adding a pepper and some onion and kale, and then of course at the end, eggs. I will add eggs at the very end. So this also is an excellent mixture to use in breakfast burritos as well. And sometimes I've also used spinach, and I may actually add some spinach because we've got some that is getting ready to go bad. And there's not as much kale left as what I would like, especially once we cut the stalks off. So, anyway, so this is a great mixture, like I said, to also make into breakfast burritos. We've done that many times and frozen them, and they've turned out wonderful. But I'm going to show you now how you put the breakfast hash together. Alright, so the first thing that I am doing is I am heating up a little bit of olive oil that I've drizzled on my pan. I've also drizzled it over the top of my my potato mixture. It does have onions in it. I've drizzled it over the top of my potato mixture, and I'm mixing it in really good so that all of my stuff is coated. And then when this gets heated up, then I will pour in my mixture and get started. Now, about halfway through cooking my potatoes, then I will add my sausage because the potatoes take even longer than the sausage to cook. Alright, so now that everything is pretty well cooked, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to stir in my kale, and I ended up with about 3 cups of cooked kale. I mean, not cooked kale, sorry, chopped kale. It's going to be cooked. Alright, so once I mix all of this in, then I'm going to make a hole in the middle for my eggs. Okay, so I have 5 eggs that have been mixed well together. I'm going to pour them in this little hole in the middle. And then I'm going to put my lid on this pan for just about 2 minutes, maybe not even that long, just to kind of help everything, all the kale wilt in there and the eggs to cook. Alright, so this breakfast hash is done. Like I said, it makes a wonderful filling for breakfast burritos. We like it with a little bit of sriracha over the top, and that's what we eat on a lot of weekday mornings. you.